Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the How to Build series where we're going through every single champion in the game, and I'm putting together a quick reference guide for newer players who just might want to build a specific champ and need a little guidance as far as gear, where they might be useful, things of that nature. So I won't be going into masteries and late game builds and things that get a little complicated, because that can be kind of specific based on how you want to use somebody. So let's go ahead and jump into it with Muckstalker. He is a Lizardman rare and he's an HP champ. At first glance, his base stats, his base HP is nice for a rare. He is over 20,000 base HP. That's pretty nice, and he's over 100 base speed. So his base stats for being an HP champ are pretty nice. The attack is low, but that probably is not an issue. And then the defense is okay. Defense is low-ish, but again, he's an HP champ, and his HP is up there. So let's take a look at his skills. Attacks one enemy, has a 30% chance of placing a block buffs debuff for 2 turns. Okay, so maybe in a few dungeons this could be nice. First turn block buffs could be helpful. It scales off of attack and HP. We're probably going to just ignore the attack, honestly, and just try to let it scale off HP. Hopefully the multiplier is not assigned too heavily to the attack stat, because his attack is low-ish. It's going to be harder to scale. If you wanted to, you could of course give it a shot. Because his base HP is so high, you could try to scale it up through substats and still build him for attack and see how the multiplier is. But could be useful on some dungeon bosses. Beyond that, not real sure that it's got a ton of utility. But again, could be useful for some dungeon runs. Second skill, attacks one enemy, places a sleep debuff for 2 turns if the target has no active buffs. Okay, kind of interesting. Another single target debuff, and it's asleep. So maybe this could help you, maybe pushing through campaign waves. I guess PvP situational stuff, it could be helpful, but again, you have to basically not be running any AoE hitters. You kind of have to avoid whoever you put to sleep with this, so that's why sleep can be a little tricky to use. So again, it scales off attack and HP. I don't know what the multipliers are like, but I don't know. These are his 2 active skills, and they're both single target, which again, there's nothing wrong with single target attackers. They are also very, very useful, of course. But the debuffs he's bringing are kind of interesting. A block buffs and a sleep. So again, situationally for PvP, and again, maybe campaign clearing, pushing your way through the waves in dungeons could be useful like that. Places a 15% continuous heal on this champ for 2 turns if incoming damage exceeds 20% HP in 1 attack. So this is a cool passive. The bummer is that it's on a 2-turn cooldown. So it's cool, but it's on a 2-turn cooldown. It would be a lot more interesting if it was not, if it was just a normal passive that didn't have a cooldown. So I don't know. I think if you want to build this guy, you're going to want to cycle up his speed, because you want him to turn cycle as much as possible to get this cooldown on this passive gone. If you want to build him, I think speed sets are going to be important, accuracy sets are going to be important, HP sets are going to be important. And I, again, would probably try to ignore the attack aspect of it. And I don't even know that I would try to build him for damage, to be honest. I'd probably, if I was going to use him, I would bring him along for the debuffs. So I'd probably focus on HP set, speed set, life set, speed set, accuracy set. For the gloves, I would look for HP percentage on the main stat. For armor, I would look for HP percentage on the main stat. For speed, I would, my words are all mixed up. For the boots, I would look for speed as the main stat. And then the stats that I would focus for this guy would be HP, speed, and accuracy. If you wanted to try to build him to do damage, eventually you could look to put crit rate on the gloves and try to find some crit rate and crit damage in your substats as well. And then if you want to test out the multiplier on the attack in his damage dealing skills and see if it scales up significantly, if you put some attack on him, you can give that a shot. But again, I would probably just ignore that if I was going to build him. However, I don't know that I would build him. I just don't think he's bringing enough to the fight to warrant a ton of attention. There's someone you could put in the spot you're putting him in that's going to bring some more significant things to a fight. But if you like him and you think he's cool, you could certainly give him a shot and see what you think about him. I think probably the potion dungeons, and oh man, that might be about it, honestly. Probably just the potion dungeons, and then if you're trying to push through campaign and you wanted to add him to a team to do that. Beyond that, I don't think he's got a ton of utility, to be honest. Very situational use in arena for a little bit, but I think you'll outgrow him quickly. So yeah, I think my vote would be don't give him too much attention, but it could be fun if you just need a little side project, or again you think he's cool and you want to give him a shot. Could be decent. So that's going to wrap it up for Muckstalker. I hope it was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, drop them below. Any comments, drop them below. All that information is always better to have. And I'll see you guys in the next video.